While both Democrats and Republicans wait anxiously to find out who will be the next president, Democrats locally are feeling pretty good after a night that handed them re-election in multiple races. In House District 4, Democratic Congressman Peter DeFazio defeated Republican challenger Alex Skarlatos. A race analyst expected to be closer than usual. DeFazio came out on top with 52% of the vote to Skarlatos at 46%. KEZI 9 News reporter Jacob Roberts is now live from DeFazio's campaign headquarters in Eugene to tell us how the campaign is reacting to this news.
Yeah, well, Jamie, this was a competitive race, but perhaps not as competitive as many thought. You may have heard our political analyst earlier this morning, if you were watching, say he was not all that surprised to see DeFazio get a win here. Now, for more on this, we do turn to Congressman Peter DeFazio. And Congressman, first of all, congratulations on your successful re-election campaign here. How you feeling?
Well, I'm thankful for the support of the people of the 4th District to send me back to D.C. Yet again to fight for them, to help improve our economy, to deal with the coronavirus, health care, a whole host of really critical issues. This was the most expensive House congressional race in the history of Oregon, and it wasn't because of me. We don't know how much they spent against me yet. It looks like well north of $7 million trashing me, making up things about me, and trying to tear me down. Didn't work.
It certainly did make this race a little bit more competitive, more than you are used to. Do you think that says anything about your district or perhaps the country where we're at as a whole?
There's unbelievable polarization. I used to get a fair number of Republican crossover votes, got very few in this election. This district is definitely leaning red, but this district no longer exists. So we're getting a 6th congressional seat. We have no idea where the districts will be a year from now.
And I want to zoom out and take a look at the national race, of course. You have been a strong critic of the president. How are you feeling right now when you look at the electoral map and the chance of Joe Biden in the White House?
Well, like everybody else, no matter what side they're on, we're kind of on pins and needles here. We want to see that every vote is properly counted. The president's, trying to call for ending vote counting. That's absurd. These are votes that were received from registered voters. They're legitimate votes. They should all be counted, and nobody can claim victory until that's done. And, I'm disappointed in how slow some states are, but nothing we can do about that. I mean, Oregon has a system that works, and other states should adopt it.
What are you hearing from the Democratic establishment right now? This does not seem to be the sweep that perhaps they were expecting.
Well, I was never in the Democratic sweep camp, and that's because of my district. I predicted Trump was going to be president before he won a single primary the last time, because I can feel those tensions in my district, a very large, disenfranchised, rural, suburban, kind of folks, small cities. They haven't felt that the Democrats have been addressing their most basic concerns about jobs and education and health care. So I was never expecting, I wasn't one who expected the big sweep. In fact, I was cautioning the Democratic campaign committee, who was trying to go into like 30 or 40 districts around the country that were occupied by Republicans, and flip them. I said, you should focus on the people we have and look at some very modest gains as opposed to thinking you're going to get some big gain. And I was right, they were wrong.
In our last little bit here, I just want to ask, what do you see as your big legislative priorities going forward here with the new term?
We only have a temporary extension of, well, first off, I got the Senate to agree to pass a major water resources development bill in the lame duck session, which will do a better job of maintaining our jetties, dredging our harbors, not only in my district, but around the nation, make us more competitive, and sea transport is the most energy efficient way to move goods. But then next year, we have to write a reauthorization of the major surface transportation bill. I already passed it through the House, a transformational 21st century bill, one that would both deal with climate change, resilience, and create a lot of jobs, millions of jobs, not just in construction, but design, engineering, manufacturing, small business, minority business enterprise, everything. Joe Biden likes that plan, and he wants to do it in February. If Donald Trump gets reelected, he has held 7 infrastructure weeks since he's been president. It's become like a standing joke in D.C. Oh, it must be infrastructure week again. And yet the net proposals out of his administration have been to cut investment in transportation and infrastructure. So I hope it's Joe Biden. I hope we can do this. Mitch McConnell will still be a barrier, but if we pass a really good bill out of the House and people can see the jobs it's going to create, he's going to be hard-pressed to do nothing.
We will see what happens. All right, Congressman, congratulations again on that re-election. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we'll send it back to you, Jamie. Reporting live in Eugene, Jacob Roberts, KEZI 9 News.